Hello again, and welcome back to Tales from the World's Firesides. I'm Clive Gilson, the story guy, and today our journey is taking us to the First Nations of North America. As you know, as a storyteller, I try to find and preserve old folk and fairy tales, really as a way of sharing cultures and by sharing them across the world. So settle in and join me as we share the story of Peeta Kway.
There once lived a woman called Peeta Kway. She lived on the sand mountains called the Sleeping Bear of Lake Michigan, and she had a daughter as beautiful as she was modest and discreet. Everybody spoke of the beauty of this daughter. She was so handsome, so beautiful, that her mother feared she would be carried off, and to prevent it, she put her in a box on the lake, which was tied by a long string to a stake on the shore. Every morning the mother pulled the box ashore and combed her daughter's long shining hair, gave her food, and then put her out again on the lake. One day, a handsome young man chanced to come to the spot at the very moment that she was receiving her morning's attentions from her mother. He was struck with her beauty and immediately went home and told his feelings to his uncle, who was a great chief and a powerful magician. "My nephew," replied the old man, "go to the mother's lodge and sit down in a modest manner without saying a word. You need not ask her the question, but whatever you think she will understand, and what she thinks in answer, you will also understand." The young man did so. He sat down with his head dropped in a thoughtful manner without uttering a word. He then thought, "I wish she would give me her daughter." Very soon he understood the mother's thoughts in reply. "Give you my daughter?" thought she. "You? No, indeed. My daughter shall never marry you." The young man went away and reported the result to his uncle. "Well, a woman without good sense," said he. "I mean, who is she keeping her daughter for? Does she think she will marry the Wujikaywis? Proud heart! We will try her magic skill and see whether she can withstand our power." The pride and haughtiness of the mother was talked of by the spirits living on that part of the lake too. They met together and determined to exert their power in humbling her. For this purpose they raised a great storm on the lake. The water began to toss and roar, and the tempest became so severe that the string broke and the box floated off through the straits down Lake Huron and struck against the sandy shores at its outlet. The place where it struck was near the lodge of a superannuated old spirit called Ishquan Daimeka, or the keeper of the gate of the lakes. He opened the box and let out the beautiful daughter, took her into his lodge, and married her. Now, when the mother found that her daughter had been blown off by the storm, she raised very loud cries and lamented exceedingly. And this she continued to do for a long time and would not be comforted. At length, after 2 or 3 years, the spirits had pity on her and determined to raise another storm and bring the girl back. It was even greater than the first, and when it began to wash away the ground and encroach upon the lodge of Ishquan Daimeka, the girl leapt into the box and the waves carried her back to the very spot of her mother's lodge on the far shore. Peeta Kway was overjoyed, but when she opened the box, she found that her daughter's beauty had almost all departed. However, she loved her still because she was her daughter, and now she thought of the young man who had made her the offer of marriage. So she sent a formal message to him, but he too had altered his mind, for he knew that she had been the wife of another. "Me marry your daughter?" said he. "Your daughter? No, indeed. I shall never marry her." Now the storm that brought the girl back was so strong and powerful that it tore away a large part of the shore of the lake and swept off Ishquan Daimeka's lodge, the fragments of which, lodging in the straits, formed those beautiful islands which are scattered in the St. Clair and Detroit rivers. The old man himself was drowned, and his bones are buried under those islands. They heard him singing his songs of lamentation as he was driven off on a portion of his lodge, as if he had been called to testify his bravery and sing his war song at the stake. "I ride the waters like the winds, no storms can blench my heart."
And there we have another story. Peeta Kway is done and dusted. Stories like this always remind me, and I hope all of us, that we all share so many similar themes in the stories that we tell around the world, despite the fact that our cultures appear to be so very different. In reality, I don't think we are that different across the world. If you want to find out more about my world of collected folk tales, fairy tales, legends, and so on, you can find out more at the links at the bottom of the screen. You can also go to my dedicated website, worldfiresidetales.com. If you want to find out more about me, the storyteller, Clive Gilson, then go to my own personal website, which is clivegilson.com. I'm always happy to connect, always happy to have a chat. If today's tale sort of moves you in any way, then please do hit the like button, subscribe, and share with friends. Do add comments as well. I will try to get back to anybody who makes a comment. But as ever, thank you very much for staying with me and listening to Tales from the World's Firesides. Until we meet again, take care.